Hey everybody, welcome to an episode of Widgets and Wonders. This is my weekly show about great products from small companies. Now today we're going to take a look at some MDF terrain from a company called Wargames Tournaments. Now they typically sell most of their stuff through an eBay store, and they produce a line of laser cut MDF that extends all the way from Gothic City ruins into what you're going to see today, which is an Industrial Battlezone. Now the reason I'm showing this to you is this was sent by a super awesome fan named Shadow for our Necromunda campaign. I was really struggling to get Necromunda going because it's such a scenery intensive thing, and he found this online and sent it to me. My buddy Jason put it together, painted it because he was super excited to play Necromunda, and that's how you have Necromunda on the channel. So if you haven't seen this stuff before, this is a MDF kit, which you can assemble a variety of different ways, and I'm going to walk you through how Jason painted it, put it together, what he did to reinforce it, and you can take a look at what you get in the base kit. So here's the basic Industrial Battlezone kit from Wargames Tournaments. Now you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 large walkways. You get on top of that some medium walkways, some small walkways, and they can be assembled in a variety of different ways to basically lay out a classic Necromunda table. Now I would almost say this is very close to being exactly the same amount of terrain as you got in the original card Necromunda starter set. And it fills up a 4x4 board really well. This is the industrial mat from Frontline Gaming. This is enough to play on for sure. It's not super dense, but it's certainly a table worth of Necromunda scenery. There's lots of levels. All of these can be made removable. So you can make this so that it flat packs and actually slides apart and goes back together again. What we did to reinforce it was we actually cut some wooden bases for it and mounted it all, and that made it so we could glue it down and make it nice and robust. So now that they're glued together, they are pretty much permanent. The only things we left off were the gantries themselves, so these can all be rearranged, so you can make the terrain different every single time. And we left the ladders off too, because they snuggle in really nice, and you can move them around to different sides. And that means you can have ladders, remove ladders, and put them on wherever you want them, basically in between games. I like them a lot to be in the centers here, so you can climb in and out the middle. So if there's a hollow middle in a tower, then you can go inside and out. But they are giving access to basically every single level for every single model. And the cover bits, like I said, pop in and pop out so that you can have open edges to put your gantries on, or you can have them closed to have some cover and make it so that when you get hit by shooting a Necromunda, you don't just fall off and die because it's not an open edge. Jason basically primed all of this with a dark brown. Then he gave it a secondary sort of like zenithal just a rattle can spray with some silver and some gray. And then all of the red rust there is all sponged on. So he used some old sponge, old blister pack and stuff, and gave it all this rust effect. He also sponged on a little bit of brown wash to give it some kind of oil markings and stuff too. Really fast paint job. The barriers were just rattle can sprayed yellow, so he used a nice flat finish Krylon yellow to make them look hazardy, and again all the damage with some dark brown and some silver is just sort of sponged onto it to make it look old and battle worn. It's super sharp. All of the labor that went into putting this together was relatively painless. I would say the longest part is just punching it all out and getting all your pieces together. And it does give you a great value. I think it's 65 pounds for this entire set. So about $130 US or Canadian. And that doesn't of course include shipping, but a deal I would say for an entire table worth of Necromunda terrain. So there it is, a look at Wargames Tournaments. And now I've got something that I can, when people ask in the Necromunda videos, where'd that stuff come from? I have something I can show it off to. So the one thing that I'll just remind you guys, you don't get is these bases. All of these were made by us just to reinforce everything. They were cut from MDF and then textured with card and some old screen and stuff like that to make them nice and industrial looking. But everything else you see here, all the platforms, and actually tons more of these little edges too, because I didn't use them all. All the platforms, all the gantries, and all the levels come in this one Industrial Battlezone set. I'll link it in the video description below so you can check it out. And there it is, the Industrial Battlezone from Wargames Tournaments. So I hope you enjoyed that look at the Industrial Battlezone from Wargames Tournaments. There is a larger version of this available, like a double set too. So if you were looking for more, I think there is even like a scaling of how much you get available for them. So I hope you enjoyed checking it out. Thanks again to my buddy Jason for getting it painted and bringing Necromunda guys on the channel. And thanks again to Shadow for sending it to us. It's been super great. We played tons of games on it so far. All of the 2016 Open League for Necromunda has basically been made possible by the those two guys. So we will see you for more Widgets and Wonders. Now, if you know of a great product from a small company that you think needs more attention or more attention than it's currently getting, you can have them get in touch with me at guerrillaminiaturegames@gmail.com, or they can message me through my Facebook page, which is facebook.com/outofthebasement into the streets, and I will do my best to get them some attention. I think making something put into the world is one of the bravest things you can do, and it deserves all of the recognition it can get. So we'll see you for more Widgets and Wonders next week. Until then, I'm Ash. Have a good day.